Hey everybody, it's Chase with AV Pop Culture again, and today we are here to do the most complete, the most in-depth, and the most fun review of Ignite Films' 4K release of Re-Animator that you are going to see on all of YouTube. This is one of my favorites, so pop that tape in. I got you. Let's go do this. All right, so I have been waiting. I was one of the first ones out here months ago beating the drum on this Re-Animator release by Ignite Films. This is only their third film that they have done. I went and picked up Invaders from Mars. I think it was their second one that they did. I was highly impressed with that. No, I'm just going to get this out of the way. They don't give me anything. I bought this. Just like you, the only thing they did is they sent me some extra press release, like footage of stuff that then everybody else got to see anyway. But man, this thing is worth the wait. And we're going to do a little bit of comparisons. I don't normally do this because 4Ks by their nature are always going to be better quality. They're going to have better specs. From a technical aspect, they're always going to be better than Blu-rays. But sometimes there can be aesthetic things that you like better on a Blu-ray. You might like the color treatment better. You might like the color grade, whatever it is. We're going to take a look at Arrow Films Blu-ray of Re-Animator. And I'm just going to go ahead and save you the suspense. It ain't close. I mean, it's kind of shocking how far apart it is. So before we get into all of the specs, I'm going to do a little unboxing. We're going to talk about the movie. So first of all, a lot of you seen this by now. I did not get, there was 3 versions of this. There was like a $130 version that came with a bobblehead and you had a chance to get a prop and a signed poster and all of that. And then this one was $79.99. And this is kind of like the size, it's bigger than an Arrow chunky box. It's more like the size of a bigger second sight box. Matter of fact, it's actually thicker than the scanner's box that I just got. But this is high quality, thick, everything else. Now, it has a digipack inside of it. That's one of my little nitpicks with second sight. I would prefer an Amaray case with another slip cover on it. You get a little more artwork, a little more protection. You don't bend up the edges of the digipack, sliding it in and out, but that's just a preference thing. That's totally subjective. So we're going to take a look at it. The first thing you got is the movie itself. This is that digipack, and it's a 3-disc set. So that is important because you're going to get the unrated version on 4K. You're going to get the unrated version on Blu-ray. You are also going to get the integral cut, which is been stuck on. It was not on this one. You had to get the box set that's way out of print to get the integral cut. This is a 4K restoration on a Blu-ray here, but they didn't do a lot of restoration work. This looked more like a 4K scan because we'll get to it in a minute, but there's a lot of lines, scratches, hairs, and stuff like that in this. But that does close the gap a bit. This, you get both of those cuts. I have never seen the integral cut, so I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. It's on the Blu-ray. I'm going to watch it. I've watched the other one several times now. And I'm just going to tell you, I think it's a contender for 4K of the year. I just had a top 20 must-buy 4Ks, horror 4Ks. Check out that list. This one's number 1. I'm just going to tell you right now, this is number 1. Yes, I love the movie, but this company, and we're gonna unbox the rest of this here real quick. I want to get into this. I'm excited. You got some art cards here, and these are super high quality art cards. They're not just like little cheap. These are super nice quality art cards here. I mean, I don't really have a lot that I can do with art cards, but got some Barbara Crampton there. I'm a big Crampton fan. And then there is no end. That's always in my head now. You have like a 140-page hardback book here. Cool artwork there on the front. And it's going to tell you a lot about the making of the film, behind the scenes stuff, cool pictures. There's going to be some info in here about the restoration, I believe. And I haven't had a chance to go through the whole book yet because I've been doing a lot of reviews, a lot of videos here lately. But remembering 40 years of Re-Animator ahead of its time. Crossing over, production credits, a reanimation of Barbara Crampton, all kinds of stuff in this book. It's 140 pages. I might not read it right away, but I like having this to go back to and learn stuff. Absolutely dig this book. Hardback. This is all quality. 100% quality in this set, and you get what you pay for. You really do. And in this case, see, this is why I don't like the digipacks right there, because of you can mess up the edges if you're not careful. But this, and I'd already taken, it's kind of like a J card. I'd already taken the J card off here, and this thing is absolutely loaded with special features. The special features on this thing, it has all the legacy features, which they're counting the integral cut as a legacy feature of its own. But newly produced special features, it has Re-Animator at 40, a conversation with Jeffrey Combs, Barbara Crampton, and Brian Usna, piece by piece, cutting Re-Animator with Lee Percy, so that would be with the editor. The horror of it all, the legacy and impact of Re-Animator. Susie Sorority and the Good College Boy, an interview with Carolyn Purdy Gordon. I think that's Stuart Gordon's ex-wife, maybe. Because he's passed. I'm not sure. I Give Her Life, a look back at Re-Animator. The musical. I didn't realize there was one. Reanimating a horror classic, the 4K restoration of Re-Animator. The Organic Theater Company of Chicago. That's crazy. I didn't realize there was some musical stuff with it. A 1977 documentary featuring rarely seen interview footage of Stuart Gordon and other members of the theater. Oh, I knew he came from a theater. I knew he came from a theater background, so I didn't know that there was other stuff like that on here. I knew he came from a theater background. But this is, of course, based on H.P. Lovecraft's tale, and Stuart Gordon got in there and went for it. This thing is loaded. Absolutely loaded. What I like is they're very transparent. You can go to the Ignite Films website. They tell you who did what in the restoration. They tell you even the machine that they used, which is the Director 10K, which is the top of the line film scanner. I know I don't want to get bogged down in technical stuff. I used to work in film restoration very briefly. I'm a filmmaker, so it's interesting to me. But the main thing here is they went to the top of the line in what you can use, because that particular machine can scan all the way up to, I believe it's 13.5K. So you can scan that all the way up and really just expand the information that's available in there. This was shot on film, so it had a inherent ability to go around 6K, 5.6, 5.7, 6K, 6.2, just depends on the film stock. It was all there, and you can tell, but they didn't just scan it. I tell you guys all the time, there's a difference between scanning and restoring. Those are two separate processes. They did a full painstaking restoration, all the bells and whistles. They're cleaning this thing. They tell you where they did it, where they had it done, who did what part of the process. You can find out all of that information. That's very transparent, and it also lets you know the amount of work. So it's not like they just got their hands on the film negative and ran it through a scanner and did a color grade over the top of it and said, there you go, you're done. And that does happen a lot, and sometimes that's totally fine. Sometimes that's totally good enough. But judging by this, it was not good enough, because in the Blu-ray, they might have done a 4K scan of this. It says restoration, but as I'll point out, I've got a little bit of side-by-side footage. I got side-by-side footage of both. I got footage of both, and I just want to show you, like, this is going to have some scratches on it. So when you see that footage, Not sure when I'm going to put it in the video. We're going to go to some footage here in just a second to show you how incredible this looks. I'm going to show you on its own first. Of course, you have HDR, Dolby Vision, all that kind of stuff on here. So it's top of the line. It is absolutely top of the line. And I couldn't really find anything to nitpick. It wasn't scrubbed clean of grain. The grain is there. It's filmic, but it's so tight. It's so clean. The picture is so damn clean. The color grade, all that stuff is perfect. It looks natural, all of that. So there's just, the sound is great. Even you can even tell the upgrade in the clarity with the opening credits and stuff like that. There's no fuzziness around the edges of the letters and everything. Everything is it's supposed to be like that. That is like kind of digitally put there, or wasn't filmed in the camera, like the fonts and stuff, the titles. It's tack sharp, and then everything else retains just that beautiful filmic look. I hate the word cinematic. That's a subjective word. There is a filmic nature to how film looks that is very pleasing to our eye, very natural to our eye in a way that digital is not. And you can tell they didn't go digital crazy, digital restoration crazy, doing anything to this. They retained that, but then took it up just levels of how good it looks. And I know I sound like I'm just Pollyanna, but there's very few times that you get something that is just, I can't look there. There's 4Ks that I rave about that I say, well, maybe they could have still done this, but that's nitpicking. I can't find a nit to pick on this one. So, I mean, Ignite Films, they knocked it out of the park. Like, they had this restoration done. It's a small company. They have a limited amount. This is for the 40th anniversary. You can't. Yes, it's a little bit more, but again, you get what you pay for. One of the only other restorations I've seen to this level recently that just came out is Convoy by Imprint. It's at that level. I'm trying to think. There was one from Vinegar Syndrome too that's close, but still not there. The From Beyond is close to that level. The one by 88 Films and Vinegar Syndrome. And like Demons, but Demons from Synapse and stuff, but those have been out longer. Convoy is probably the closest I've seen to anything like this. And again, they're very transparent on every single step, the amount of hours that went into it, who did what at which part of the restoration process. It's amazing because usually it's pretty simple. If somebody's willing to be that open and transparent about the process, it's because they put in the damn work. They put in the work. So they're not trying to be like, yeah, we did it pretty good. We upgraded it. No, they're telling you we did this company. We had them do this. We had them do that. And it shows. It absolutely shows. So when you're watching it, and the first thing that I did, I put it in, and the whole opening sequence, and I'm not sure how much I can show you, so hopefully I can show you a lot. But just remember, anything I show you is purely reference. It is not going to look as good what I show you right now because I have my 4K camera right here and I'm recording my 4K OLED C3 LG TV, Panasonic UB820, but it's still a camera recording a screen because it's just purely for reference footage. I'm not trying, I don't rip stuff off of discs and things like that. I don't have the time. I don't care to do it. I just want you to have a idea of what I'm talking about, because if it looks this good like this with me recording my screen and then having it compressed on the export and encode from my professional software and then YouTube encoding and compressing it again, if it looks good, then it's going to knock your socks off live. So this is all just reference. But the first thing I did was go to the opening scene where they're coming down the hall and you got Jeffrey Combs in there, and it's his first shot. He trying to use the reagent, and of course it goes horribly wrong in there. And pre-credit sequence is awesome. With this, everything pops. The makeup effects. I mean, the clarity when he's in Jeffrey Combs's face is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous that it's that clear and pristine, but still filmic and not digital feeling. Conversely, when you watch this, the color isn't as strong. It is more muted. The color is not as stable. Grain is not stable in it, which, I mean, I don't care. Grain doesn't bother me, but you can tell when you're looking one to the other. And then this one is cursed with lots of, and I try to point them out multiple times. It is cursed with lots of scratches and lines in it that they just didn't bother to fix for it because they were putting it down onto a Blu-ray. But man, when you put it on an OLED, you see them big. And I'm going to tell you right now, there's going to be an uncensored version of this review on my Patreon for my Patreon members, channel members. I can't put it on YouTube because it's going to have nudity and stuff, and it's going to be an uncensored version. But if you're a Patreon member, you will be able to get that. And I'll just unblock things I can't block here, add a few more things. Because there's things that I need to point out that are happening when people don't have their clothes on. So, or when the horror effects might be a little too much for YouTube. So, you're going to get that version of this video as well. But on this, you see all that. On this, you do not. And then the next place I skip to is when they're in the hospital setting and they're trying to revive someone with paddles. You just see the difference. And then I go to where Jeffrey Combs meets Doctor for the first time, and he's just so abrasive. I want to smack Jeffrey Combs every single time. But I mean, he ends up being the good guy of the situation, but he's still abrasive. And this one holds up the best right there with the most light on it. Where this one blows this one out of the water, we go towards the end of the film. But first, when Barbara Crampton and her boyfriend are in the bed, I just totally blanked on his name, are in the bed and they're having sex and everything. In this version, there are lots of lines, scratches, hairs, all of that stuff. And it has a harder time between the darks and the lights maintaining the color balance and the range. This just knocks it out of the park. All of those scratches and stuff are gone. Everything looks like it's supposed to look with the light streaming in. All of that stuff looks perfect. Now, on the uncensored version here, you are going to see where on Barbara Crampton's back and her butt, you see the lines. You see the lines over on the guy. And then when she stands up, you see the lines because it's her skin tone behind her. You see the lines and the scratches all over. They go across her chest and everything, which is somewhere a lot of people are going to look when they're watching it. I'm going to rewind this back. We're going to look at some scratches. They're all over this thing. So you can see right here, scratches running everywhere in this. They run everywhere. Scratches. See that? Look at that. Right running through here. They're also over here on this side of the screen. They're pretty consistent throughout. Lots of them. But after that, I go to the part where they are setting, Barbara Crampton and her boyfriend are sitting on the couch. He's wearing this red shirt. They're sitting in front of a window. You get a chance to see a lot of skin tones, reds, blues here. And this starts to really step up its game way past this. The colors are so lively and they just absolutely pop. They're crisp. They're hard-edged. It's just a beautiful picture to look at. This goes really muted. This overall, this Blu-ray has a hard time with stable color, I felt like, throughout the movie. Sometimes it feels way cooler, warmer, more faded, more saturated, almost like they tried to tweak it scene to scene too much instead of color correcting first. But I don't know. I wasn't there. But it has a hard time stabilizing. This does not. This is perfectly done. And I'm going to tell you, color grading's a hard job. I get paid to do it on movies, and you can second guess yourself scene to scene. You really can, because what you thought looked good after you color balance the whole movie, then you go to the scene and you're like, man, that kind of warmer push looks good right here. I kind of like the way that grade feels. It gives this tone. And then you get to the next scene and you're like, oh shit, it kind of looks cooler here. Would be like, and so it can mess with you. So it's hard to get right. But they do it here. And from there, of course, we have to go to the end. The end scene here, of course, this is where you have the head giving head, all that kind of stuff. There's some great makeup effects here. You get a lot of skin tones. Obviously, Barbara is naked, chained to the cuffed to the desk or to the table there. And in this, again, the color's very muted, except for like when it goes to the doctor, it seems like they try to enhance the color a little bit and over brighten in certain spots. And this just stays consistently kicking ass. Another thing I noticed in this is the noise in the darks. All the way through, there is noise in the darks. There is no noise in the darks. These darks are perfect. There's no black crush. Noise is what bothers me more, where it looks like little blocking and graininess and everything else. And it almost looks like it's crushed velvet moving around with light on it. You get none of that with this. And she's on the table. She looks beautiful, beautiful woman. And then the doctor with the blood effects, holding the head, all of that stuff, the tights on the doctor's eyes. They look pretty good in this, but it just cannot hold up to this right here. It can't. Like the amount of detail in his face, on Barbara Crampton. I mean, I'm not trying to be crude, but there's things that you can see in this that you definitely can't see in this. And over on the uncensored version here, you can see, like when she's laying there nude on here, her hair just kind of looks like a fuzzy, distant, fuzzed out glob. Here you actually see that it's hair down there and all of that kind of stuff. I mean, I'm not trying to be, like whatever, but it's just a fact. It just shows how much more clarity there is to this. Like, I mean, you see the fillings in Barbara's teeth on this when she screams. I mean, the amount of detail in here is just absolutely insane. And this just doesn't compare to it. And I'm not a Blu-ray hater at all. I'm a 4K believer because I'm a filmmaker. So I want stuff to look as much like it looked, the best quality, how they wanted it to look on the day. That's what you get with this. Ignite Films did a hell of a job, and a Blu-ray just can't keep up with it. Without the full restoration, without the painstaking restoration they went through here, it cannot keep up with it. And I had such a blast watching this. It was, I'm not going to say it's like watching it for the first time, but you definitely see things that you didn't see before. You just see way more detail that was lost. I did not look. I don't know if they scanned this in excess of 4K. If they did, and I find it out, I put it on here, because you can scan in 6K, 8K, or whatever, and then bring it down so that you have even more pixels in a smaller area, so that you get even more beautiful detail. But the bigger your screen is, the more you're going to appreciate that, right? So if you got I don't care if you've got a 120-inch screen, this is going to knock your damn socks off. You get a 120-inch screen, this is going to fall apart. Even with a 4K scan put on here, this will fall apart. So Ignite Films, I am a fan. As someone who wants to have a boutique themselves and restore lost films, get stuff off of VHS and put it out there and, put my own films back out there again, the ones that you can't still buy out there, and improve them. I take my hat off to you. This is how it's done. And if you're going to be a small company trying to get up there, you go all in and you kick the damn door down. And that's what they did with this. Yes, they have 2 other releases, and those are great. This announces your presence with authority right here. You kick the door down with this, and you're going to get the integral cut. You're going to get stuff that you could only get on that Arrow. Now, this thing is loaded with special features, but it does not have the integral cut on here. And it's pretty loaded, though. But all of these legacy features are on here, plus all the new ones, plus the integral cut, which I think you can only get on that Blu-ray limited edition set that's long out of print and super expensive. It's going to be over twice the cost of this. Get this. This one's $80. If you don't want that, they have the $40 slipcover version. Grab that. But I would implore you, if you are a fan of this, or if you ever thought about buying it and getting into it and checking out Re-Animator, this is the way to do it. This is the way, as they would say. This is the way. I honestly take my hat off to Ignite Films. I am thoroughly impressed, and I'm somebody that's not easily impressed by anything. Not impressed by anything I do or anything anyone else does. But when somebody does impress me, and when somebody puts in work and effort that knocks my socks off, I will shout it to the rafters, because that kind of thing is rare anymore. Putting in the work, the love, the determination to come in here and kick the damn door open and say, we're Ignite Films, and we're here, and we dare you to do better than this. It's be very hard to do. It's a hell of a high bar, and I'm impressed. You will be too if you pick it up. That is my review on Re-Animator from Ignite Films. It's a must buy. It is an absolute must own. It is a 9.99 repeating. I think it's as close to a 10 as you can get. I said that on my other video about the best 4K horror 4Ks you can buy. There's just a few that kind of stand alone up there towards the top, and this is one of them. And it's as close to perfect as you can get. A hard contender for 4K of the year right here. And that's what I got for you this time. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. If you got it, let me know what you think about it. Also, remember, make sure that you get your TV set up correctly with color. Don't just say, oh, well, I let Dolby Vision handle it. That's not what Dolby Vision does. Dolby Vision makes the color stay balanced throughout. It's constantly changing the metadata for that. But it doesn't change the other stuff. You got to get in there and do that, and do it properly yourself. Don't just rely on default settings. So get in there and do that. Get the most out of your equipment. And that's what I got for you. Hell of a job, Ignite Films. I had a blast. And if you had a blast, please like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. Ring the bell so that you never miss his videos. We do all kinds of stuff here. 4K reviews, physical media news, big lists, rankings, and recommendations videos. And it's all from not only a fan, I'm a huge damn fan of movies and horror movies, all kinds of movies, but I am a filmmaker, a horror filmmaker predominantly, and I love talking movies. And if that's your jam and you want to support the channel even more, you can join at my YouTube link, or I'd steer you to that Patreon, because I can do more over there just like this. You're going to get the more uncensored version on here. And, you know, it really does help out the channel. You're going to get your name and lights on every single video, no matter where you sign up at. And behind the scenes looks at my filmmaking, special members only videos, and so much more. And y'all, I really do appreciate it. But until next time, be kind, rewind like always. This is Chase with AV Pop Culture, and I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye. I know.